Let him burn!
What up, Mike? How are you doing, dude?
I'm doing okay, Ben. I think I'm ready to cause controversy on your show again today. So the scribes, our biographers at Media Matters, should get ready.
Mike, we should actually possibly change this image. I don't know if you can pop this image up, Killer Klein. We should change this image to you spanking a Media Matters logo, right? Because this is actually technically what you keep these people employed, Mike, and so we're thankful for that. Somebody who's been employed is Juan Merchan's daughter, and we just read through her list of clients. And I'm wondering to myself, how in God's green earth does the party that talks about the justice system in the United States and the impartiality of it justify having a judge that is literally granting the loving wish of his daughter to put Trump in jail, and she's making millions, if not hundreds of millions, off of the promise of putting Trump in jail? How is this not conflicted out? How is this even reality today, what we're watching, President Trump getting sentenced?
Well, when you import the third world, you become the third world. And that's exactly what we have with this third world Marxist trash judge, Juan Merchan, this Democrat Manhattan judge, this partisan, corrupt, dangerous judge. And like you said, Ben, I know you just had Julie Kelly on. When you have a judge in New York whose adult daughter, Lauren Merchan, is raising millions of dollars off of this unprecedented, bogus criminal prosecution her father is overseeing against the former and future president of the United States, along with this judge donating to Joe Biden and this judge's daughter, Lauren, on the payroll of Kamala Harris. This judge had to recuse under New York statute. And that's just not just mean Mike Davis saying that. A former Clinton judge went on Caitlin Collins' show on April 5th on CNN and said that Judge Merchan had to recuse because of his daughter Lauren Merchan's business interest that created a conflict of interest for him. How did this third world trash judge respond to President Trump's recusal motion? This third world Marxist trash judge said he was going to throw President Trump in prison if he mentioned his daughter Lauren Merchan in this conflict of interest again. And there are so many reversible errors in this case. And so I'm glad the Democrats had their cathartic sentencing today, because it is going to backfire and backfire spectacularly, because right now the Democrats think they're the hunters. And guess what? On January 20th at noon, they're going to become the hunted. And I'm going to make damn sure of that as a private citizen at the Article 3 Project, exercising my God-given right to speak and to lobby governments. I'm going to make goddamn sure the Trump 47 Justice Department opens a criminal probe on these. I won't say this on your family-friendly TV show, but I'm going to make damn sure that happens. I'm going to make that my very public advocacy every day until Juan Merchan's ass is in prison.
Here we are, Mike, just the receipts, because it's important. You name dropped Kamala Harris, and up at the very tippy top, this is their website. It says Kamala Harris for president. This is Juan Merchan's daughter. This is her top client. The top client of the daughter of this judge is Kamala Harris. Matthew Colangelo, of course, taking a massive demotion to go there and figure out for slob Alvin Bragg, who can barely juggle his Dunkin' Donuts, dribbling down the front of his suit, having to go down there and bootstrap this misdemeanor into a felony. This entire thing was a rig job by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to try and put Trump in prison for the rest of his life. And I personally believe what they wanted to do to President Trump was get him in jail and then Epstein him. This is my thought. They clearly celebrated the multiple assassination attempts against President Trump. This was their attempt to get rid of Trump forever. And now they're left with this. But I think they've protested too much. I think this is going to be a massive backfire. And that's the energy that I'm feeling. What say you, Mike?
Well, I would say this. The Article 3 project was not around in 2017 at the beginning of President Trump's first term. I started this thing after I won the Kavanaugh fight for President Trump. And guess what? I'm not a Chamber of Commerce. I'm not a FedSoc lawyer. I'm actually a savage street fighter. And guess what? I'm going to make sure that this Justice Department is filled with savage street fighters instead of the FedSoc cucks. And we're not going to turn the other cheek this time. So I hope these Democrat operatives understand that this is not these are not going to be the lawyers from the first time. These are not going to be the pussies at the FedSoc conferences. These are going to be savage warriors like Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche and Emma Bove and John Sauer and Harmeet Dillon and so many others, Gail Slater, Aaron Wrights. There are going to be so many people in this Justice Department who are savages, and they're going to follow the law savagely.
Can you please walk me through what potential charges would be brought against Juan Merchan in this case? You say you want to throw his ass in prison. Walk me through the landscape there, Mike.
I want to throw his third world Marxist trash ass in prison and then revoke his citizenship and send him back to the Cali cartel or wherever the hell he came from in Colombia. And let me tell you what it is. It's 18 U.S.C. Section 241, conspiracy against rights, a very serious federal civil rights felony. And when you politicize and weaponize intel agencies and law enforcement to go after your political enemies for non-crimes, which is exactly what happens here, you have committed that very serious federal civil rights felony. And judges are not immune from 18 U.S.C. Section 241. So I would say to Juanito, or whatever the hell this judge's name is, this third world Marxist trash, that you better lawyer up, buddy, because there has to be a criminal probe. You are corrupt. You are partisan. You are dangerous. You took our country to the brink, and your adult daughter, Lauren Merchan, made a lot of money off this, and you sat on this case. There's a reason they picked you, because you are a stooge. You're just like Alvin Bragg and Tish James and Matthew Colangelo and Fannie Willis and Nathan Wade. You guys are just bottom of the barrel lawyers and judges, the dumbest people in the legal system. So the George Soros types can use you and manipulate you like puppets. Like, for example, putting your adult daughter, Lauren, on Democrat payroll and making her a lot of money, which is corruption by Judge Merchan to stay on this case.
Mike, really quickly here, Trump will win on appeal. They're giving him an opportunity to appeal now by sentencing him. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I mean, he should win on appeal. I know that Amy Coney Barrett is a rattled law professor with her head up her ass. And so maybe she can stop knitting at night or whatever the hell she's doing and actually follow the law. I just can't understand with John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett how you can be immune from criminal prosecution but not immune from criminal sentencing. And somehow we're going to leave it open that a third world dumpster fire of a court system, you have a third world Marxist judge, dangerous partisan, corrupt judge with Soros-funded Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg and Matthew Colangelo deploying from the Biden Justice Department. The Supreme Court really thinks that we're going to leave it open that you can sentence a president-elect 10 days before his inauguration. Come on, John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett. Stop being cowards.
It does seem like I read the order, and I'm no smart legal mind, Mike, but this seems really dangerous because they said, no, this is regular order for the court system. No, it's not. The dude's going to be the entire executive branch embodied in one man, as close as you get to a king in our modern era with the most powerful seat in all of government anywhere to ever exist in 10 days. So this is not regular order. I don't understand that argument.
Yeah, and the president-elect is distracted because he has to answer to this third world trash judge in Manhattan, Juan Merchan, maybe so his corrupt pile of dog shit daughter Lauren can keep raising tens of millions of dollars. How much is Lauren Merchan putting into her pocket from raising money off of her father's trial. Look, there has to be a criminal probe here, and I'm very serious about this. I'm going to say this very publicly. I'm going to lobby and pressure every day for the Trump 47 Justice Department to open a criminal probe under 18 USC Section 241, conspiracy against rights. That's one of the charges that Jack Smith brought against President Trump in D.C. for the non-crime of a presidential candidate objecting to the presidential election, which is allowed by the Electoral Count Act of 1887 and the First Amendment. It's certainly not legal, though, to politicize and weaponize our intel agencies and law enforcement at every level, federal, state, and local, to try to take out your political enemies. And every person who participated in that, prosecutors, agents, witnesses, judges, and other co-conspirators, must be subject to this criminal probe.
Really quickly here, Mike, you're a man of the Senate. Confirmations for Donald Trump. I know that you're working with them hand in glove. I know you're working very closely with a ton of Trump confirmations. Are we good?
Well, look, again, I didn't have the Article 3 project the last time because we would not have had to wait 18 months to confirm Justice Department officials the last time. And I'll tell you this, when President Trump nominated Kash Patel and Pete Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard, all the very smart people, including Senate Republicans, the pukes in the Senate, said these nominees are dead on arrival. Well, guess what? The Article 3 project at our action page lit them up. We had tens of thousands of people call them and email them. And in 3 days, we went from dead on arrival to when can they start? And we are going to be in this fight every day for the next 4 years, because this establishment in DC, the uniparty establishment, will do everything they can to undermine President Trump. But guess what? We're not going to let it happen again this time at the Article 3 project. We will, as I told the New York Times when I started this thing, I am taking off the gloves and putting on the brass knuckles, and I will break their glass jaws, legally, politically, and financially, of course.
Freaking fired up, Mike. Any parting thoughts to President Trump? I know he's just finished speaking in the audio. We're getting that loaded right now. We have President Trump speaking from the courtroom. Mike, you're welcome to listen to it with us, but I know you're very, very busy today and you have to go. But parting thoughts for President Trump entering into this administration in 10 days. What is the message from the Article 3 project?
I would say this to these Democrats. President Trump is not your typical cuck Republican. He fights. They tried to throw Trump in prison for life with 4 different indictments. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to throw him off the ballot in Colorado and Maine and elsewhere. They tried to take off his head when they intentionally underfunded his Secret Service protection. And Joe Biden said that Trump was the gravest threat to democracy. Teflon Don is back. He's going to go in on January 20th at noon, eyes wide open. The first time he didn't expect to win, right? And he had never run for office. He had never won office. This time, he is ready to govern. And he knows that personnel, picking the right people, is the most important thing he's going to do. And he is picking badasses, including the people at the Justice Department who are going to go in there and clean house, like Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche and Emil Bove and John Sauer and Harmeet Dillon and Gail Slater, and most importantly, Kash Patel at the FBI. This is not the country club Republican Party. This is the Trump Party.
Yeah, this is the bare knuckle brawlers party. Mike, you came with the flamethrower today, ladies and gentlemen. If you wish to put extra gas and kerosene into the flamethrower of Mike Davis, you must follow him on X. 330,000 subs. Make sure Mike gets to 1 million in Trump's first term. Ladies and gentlemen, in front of Trump's first year of his second term. 47, let's go, baby. Mike's organization right here, the Article 3 project. This is their web, and we already have the quote up. Mike, you're good. Look at that. The quote that you just said on the program's already up on the web. What I want to do with the Article 3 project is take out the gloves and put on the brass knuckles and fight back. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you support Mike.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I said break their glass jaws. I think my press team fixed that quote so I don't go to jail.
Ooh, Mike, Coming in hot as ever. My friend, thank you for fighting with us through all of this. Every single case went down in flames, and it is in no small part because of you and your work. And so everybody go support Mike, a true patriot, and with a red heart as red as his hair.
Thank you, Ben.